I learned that a family member of mine has gotten into some significant legal trouble, and I was concerned about the impact that his choices had made on his future. So I was concerned about him getting a conviction. It would have impacted his life tremendously for a very long term. I wanted him to have an opportunity to have a chance in life.
When we get a call about somebody who's been charged with a juvenile crime, it's most generally the parents who's calling. And those parents are panicking. They have no idea what to do in most cases. Out of the blue, their child has been arrested, or the police are calling and wanting to ask questions or something. So I would say probably panic and extreme fear because they don't have any idea what's going to go on. Now, and in those cases, it's vitally important, especially in those juvenile cases, that we get into it early on at relieving some of that anxiety and letting them know a little bit about the juvenile justice system, how they look at things differently there, as far as how confinement actually works, how it works, and what do we need to do, because there's going to be a hearing in the next day or two, and we have got to get it together so that we can get back home with mom and dad. One thing that sometimes clients don't get out of their attorney, sometimes attorneys just want to talk. We have to listen to them, because I need to hear not only what the allegations are, but I need to hear something deeper too. I need to hear how they're feeling about it and everything else. At that point, I try to start putting together a plan. I like to lay it out for them and say, okay, well, here's what we're going to do for you and how we're going to go about doing this. And I find that helps resolve some of that a little bit, that nervousness that they've got. We do have a plan. There is something we can do to help them. I think probably some of the mistakes that are made with juvenile crimes, people for the most part want to be cooperative with law enforcement. And so when law enforcement calls, sometimes they'll talk more probably to law enforcement than they should. I believe at that point in time, I think they should make it clear to the school or to anybody else that you don't talk to my child. My child is not talking to you. I'm coming up there and getting him if he's not under arrest. And call an attorney immediately. There's a few things that you need to be looking for when you're interviewing lawyers. You need somebody who's going to sit there and listen to you, okay? Because you have to be able to tell your story. You're going to want somebody that's got experience. You want somebody that this is what they do. You want a lawyer that can walk into that courtroom and try that case like a bulldog. I've tried over hundreds of jury trials before, many, many jury trials. I have the experience in the court. I have the experience fixing people's problems as well.
What I liked most that impressed me was Robin's directness. He was very direct, very honest, and very professional. So I received a level of comfort, and I knew what to expect. I personally found McCarty-Larson to be an outstanding law firm that can help a broken family get their lives back together and point it in a positive direction.
If you have some hesitancy about contacting an attorney because maybe you don't feel like you can afford a good one or not, trust me on this. You might be surprised, because at least at my firm, I know that we price our services very fair. We try to make it very accessible to people too. We have payment plans, we allow down payments, and so don't think for a second that you're not going to be able to get first-rate defense because you don't have a lot of money. Come talk to me first and let's see what we can work out. One thing I absolutely realize, and I absolutely believe in my heart of hearts, sometimes bad things happen to good people. We can help you. Give us a call.